Grace and peace, family. Grace and peace. Assalamu alaikum. Shalom. Ma'at hotep. Namaste. Or shall I say namaste? Free the land, beloved. Come on in, come on in, come on in. My name is Vicki Dillard, and I'm a very proud contributor right here on FlyNubianQueenTV.com, the network for melanated women just like you. Welcome, welcome, welcome to our broadcast today. We're so pleased that you are with us today. Just a little bit of housekeeping as you come in. Please come in, if you would, giving us the thumbs up, thumbs up. Be sure to like, be sure to share. Also, we want you to know that you can text the word Queens to 31996 so that you're able to receive phone notifications when we go live from time to time. I'm so glad that you are with us today, and I want you to know that we have a store, and you can go to our store at shopfnq.com. That's shopfnq.com. Be sure to check out Fly Nubian Queen's store. You can get all kinds of goodies, and you'll be supporting Black business, and you give us an opportunity to make an exchange with you, and we're pleased to do that. Thank you so much for joining us today. Instagram family, I'm live right now, early again today on FlyNubianQueenTV.com. So get ready to come on over Instagram to FlyNubianQueenTV.com so that we can discuss the goings on of this latest Joe Biden debacle. Family, thank you so much for joining us today. Looks like the notifications haven't gone out, but that's okay. We believe at the right time, the right people will hear this broadcast. You know, I remind us of the seriousness of the times we're in. I remind us that we are in historical times as it relates to Black people and us getting closer to Black unity, Black liberation based on freedom, justice, and equality. I remind us of the seriousness of the times so that we would conduct ourselves properly, accordingly. We are moving closer and closer to a presidential election. And the fact that we're moving closer to a presidential election is about the fact that it's a race, it's a competition of who will rule over you. Which side of white supremacy's coin will rule over you? I need somebody Black to talk Black to me. And so because no matter which way Black folk go, we're dealing still with white supremacists, white fragility, our open enemy, those that oppressed us in one way or another for 465 years. So the question then becomes, what do we do? The issue always boils down to who can we get to do the most substantive thing for Black interests? And so we've made our demand. And so we have said what our Black policy is. Reparations in very simple forms. In a very simple form. Cut the check. And we've been saying this for a long time, but you notice that while they are parroting our Black talking points from the grassroots Black media to try to appease us, they want you to know that they're listening. They want to throw out certain terms and phrases and figures of speech to make you think that they're getting ready to do something without actually committing to doing it. But because you're being informed now in a way that mainstream white media will never inform you in the way that your Bones and Biscuits never will. What's your Bones and Biscuits? Your Bones and Biscuits are your Joy Reids, or your Roland Martins and the like. Black folk that are not much about talking about reparations and making it a demand and a policy. They'll talk about it. They'll say those people over there want that. They'll say stuff like, well, are you for that? And then they will permit the powers that shouldn't be to pivot and to start chit-chatting about policies that are not specific to Black people. Shout out to you, Dominique, for your gift. I bless your gift 1,000-fold. Thank you for supporting Black media. So I've been up early this morning, and a lot of times I never sleep through the night anyway. I haven't slept through the night in years because of, some of the symptoms of my autoimmune illness. And so in addition to spiritual stuff that I utilize some of that time to do, this morning I was up very, very early, and I was breaking the news on Twitter about Joe Biden's disastrous interview with Charlamagne tha God of the Breakfast Club. By the way, you can follow me on Instagram at Dillard Vicky, my last name first. So follow me on Twitter, rather. Follow me on Twitter at Dillard Vicky. So this morning I was breaking the news on Twitter about Joe Biden's disastrous interview. And I began to also discuss the fact that Charlamagne tha God got played. Charlamagne got pimped. I can appreciate some of the good things that they do there. I can appreciate that Charlamagne tha God even shouted me out on the Breakfast Club sometime back. Thank you so much for that, beloved. But this is about pressure. This is about keeping pressure on for the well-being of the Black collective. Somebody talk Black to me. So I want to play for you some of what the interview was about this morning. Instagram, come on over to flynubianqueentv.com. Come on over Instagram to flynubianqueentv.com so that you can hear me go in. Thank you so much. Again, family, you can follow me on Instagram at Vicky X Dillard. Follow me on Instagram at Vicky X Dillard. Follow me on Instagram at Vicky X Dillard. Give me just a moment so that I can post this. This is what I want you guys to keep in mind. How many times have you heard me go in about the attack and the warfare against Black masculinity? How many times? How many times? How many times have you heard me go in about Black men that allow themselves to be feminized in order to appease white public sentiment, in order for them to be accepted, in order for them to get a record deal, in order for them to get a certain contract, in order for them to get a certain role in Hollywood? Are you all hearing me? The reason I discuss that is because there is a concerted and deliberate effort to feminize the Black man. And with all due respect to our brother Charlamagne, with all due respect to our brother Charlamagne, Joe Biden unmanned him in that interview. Joe Biden completely dominated Charlamagne tha God in that interview. It was humiliating. And I'm getting ready to pull it up right now. I posted this hours and hours ago that I was going to discuss this. And so I wanted to make sure that this was very clear. I see a lot of other folks are now starting to pick up on and discuss it, because we're going to keep a unified voice and keep pressure on them about what took place, about what's going to take place. And they're in for a November surprise. Somebody talk black to me. Shout out to you, Silent D Production, for your gift. I bless your gift 1,000-fold. Watch this. Let me get ready to pull that up here. Thank you so much, family. You all know I'm a one-woman show. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news, reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. You all get ready to listen to this. Let me get ready. Okay, I'm getting closer and closer. Here we go. The interview this morning. Joe Biden and Charlamagne the God. Let me show you this quick picture so you will know what you're listening to. This is how it went down this morning. Can you all see that briefly? This is how it went down this morning. Family, thank you so much for giving us the thumbs up, thumbs up. Thank you for liking and sharing. I know the notifications have not gone out. On the count of three, for those of you that haven't, please hit that notification bell, would you? And the thumbs up button. 1, 2, 3, thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up.
Completely.
Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Thank you, Black family. When you do that, that helps to draw other folk into the podcast. By the way, the Vicky Show and Fly Nubian Queen platform, sometimes my show is replayed on other platforms. So if you're watching me elsewhere at a different time, at a different place, thank you so much for tuning in. It is an honor to come before you. We do ask that you like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe. Here we go, Black family. Charlamagne the God this morning, Joe Biden. Somebody say Jim Crow Joe. Somebody say Jim Crow Joe. Somebody say Jim Crow Joe.
What's up, early in the morning?
Breakfast. How are you today?
Good. Good to see you.
Same here. You know, I've been critical of you. I have a few things I want to talk to you about.
I know you have.
Yeah.
You don't know me.
No, I don't. That's why I want to get to know you today. I want to talk to you about mostly Black stuff. But, first of all, how are you? How's your family during this quarantine?
Thank God everybody's doing well. How about you and your family?
Man, we over here blessed, Black, and highly favored, man.
Well, I tell you what, the Black community is getting killed, though.
That is very, very true. That is very true. It's a lot of right-wing media outlets. They question you. They question your cognitive health. They don't think everything's working upstairs. What do you say to that?
I say I can hardly wait to meet with that guy who is the stable genius.
There's nothing stable about that guy. One thing I've been critical about is I feel like you've been like MIA during this global pandemic. It's people like Governor Cuomo here in New York who have become political stars simply because we see and hear from them every day. So I'm just like, I'm wondering how you're going to energize people and win a campaign from the House.
Well, I tell you what, I'm following the rules, man.
True.
Number one, I'm keeping the rules. My governor says he doesn't want us out. I haven't been out. I wear my mask. I have a mask. I got Secret Service outside. I walk outside. I have it on. They get tested. And by the way, I'm beating them across the board.
Mm-hmm.
Over 160 million people have watched me so far on shows like yours.
Okay.
All the stuff about it hurting me. It's not hurting me. I'm winning in all those states. I'm ahead in all national polls. And the more he talks, the better off I am.
Yeah, we know polls can be illusions, though. Like, we looked at all the polls in 2016, too, and look what happened.
Totally different, man. 2016 is totally different. What you had then is you had somebody who didn't know it all. They wanted to just change the system the way it was.
Now, I want you guys to get ready to pay attention to what's getting ready to come up here. Again, for those of you that are just tuning in, welcome to a special early edition of The Vicky Show. I'm coming to you early today. I was breaking news early this morning on my Twitter page at Dillard Vicky about this disastrous and humiliating interview that Charlamagne the God of the Breakfast Club conducted with Joe Biden. I want you guys to pay very close attention of what's getting ready to come up next. Thank you so much. Listen, and then I'll give you my analysis.
He was the biggest change. He had no serious opposition that turned out to materialize. And so it's totally different. Right now, we're in a situation where it's like, you know, that Carney show goes through town once and you find out there's no town once and you find out there's no P under any one of those three shells that get listened to me and others and acted just 1 week earlier back. And, you know, the crisis is laying bare the institutional racism that's still prevalent in our society. And I believe we have to address it by transforming our economy and this time bringing everybody along. And we haven't, look, he started to undermine the pillars of the economy before. Look, the blinders, Charlemagne, in my view, have been taken off. Okay. Now people recognize that those essential workers, a disproportionate amount of them are African Americans, and they're breaking their necks, risking their lives, losing their lives. They're grocery store workers, they're bus drivers, they're delivery people, they're the people who are on the line. They're the healthcare workers who are in a position where they're.
Now, doesn't it sound like on that part, Joe Biden's people was watching the Vicky show yesterday? Somebody talk black to me. Let's just put that on out there. Didn't we talk about the essential workers that are disproportionately black in those exact positions that Joe Biden is talking about? Are y'all listening to the language? They're trying to throw out phrases and words to make black folk think that they're really listening to us, that they're really concerned and care. But we don't care about, we're not worrying about emotions and whether or not you're going to show us respect. That's not just what this is about. This is about black policy specific for black people. Shout out to you, AJ. That's right. Cut the check. Did you all hear that? Make sure that you check out my show I did yesterday, where we talk about the essential workers in this COVID-19 issue. And then I connected the dots and I reminded us of who the original essential workers were, who built this country. That was our ancestors. That was us. And why our demand for Joe Biden remains what it has always been for those of us that are the conscious, true black grassroots society. And that is cut the check. That is reparations. That is a multi-trillion-dollar plan for black people. Thumbs up, family. Thank you so much for tuning in to an early edition of the Vicky Show. Thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing. Listen, keep listening.
Taking care of the nurses. I mean, and they're making basically the minimum wage. So this time when we come back, we had not only move this along, we not only rebuild, but we have to transform this economy. We can create millions of new jobs in transportation, energy structure. There's jobs.
I'm gonna skip.
A job is a better future.
You saw a couple weeks ago, Sean Combs, you might know him as Diddy. You know, he said what I believe a lot of black voters, including myself, feel, and that's that Democrats take black voters for granted. You know, votes are quid pro quo, right? It's not like I don't want to vote. I just want to know what candidates will do for us in exchange for our votes. The same way young progressive Latinos, the LGBT community,
absolutely,
we want the same thing. Do you feel like black people are owed that from the Democratic Party?
Absolutely, Bob. What would I say? Remember when they said Biden can't win the primaries?
Y'all, I need you to listen to this next part very clearly. Shout out to you, Victor, for your gift. I bless it 1,000-fold. Listen to what he gets ready to say right now.
Yes.
I kicked everybody's out. Excuse me.
Don't talk like that. I need you to say that. You did what?
I won overwhelmingly. I told you when I got to South Carolina, I won every single county. I won a larger share of the black vote than anybody has, including Barack. I increased the vote in Virginia overwhelmingly by 70%. Look, what people don't know about me is I come from a state as the 8th largest black population in America. The 8th largest. I get 96% of that vote for the last 40 years.
Somebody put in the chat, Joe Biden gets 96% of the black vote for the last 40 years. Put that in the chat. Put that in the chat. Somebody please put in the chat, 95%, 40 years. Joe Biden is bragging about how he has successfully pimped you for 40 years. while he was crafting legislation to throw your sons and your daughters and your mothers and your aunties and your fathers in prison. And they're still there because of Jim Crow Joe. Somebody talk black to me. He's bragging about his good Negroes, his faithful Negroes, his bones and biscuits. He's not celebrating you. He's not congratulating you. He's bragging. He's telling you this is how he's gotten into office so that you will keep doing it. And for 40 years, the question is, how did he continue to win for 40 years and nobody demand of him a black economic policy? This is the reason why there's a changing of the guards on multiple levels, first and foremost within black society. Why didn't Jim Crow, Jim Clyburn, excuse me, somebody talk black to me, Elijah Cummings, somebody talk black to me, and those of his ilk, why is it that those that are in Congress, how is it that they allowed him to get away with this for 40 years? Who voted for Joe Biden for 40 years without the demand of reparations? You guys had a long time, a couple of generations to demand something of him. And now you guys want folk of my generation, folk of my ilk, people talking like me to stand down. You guys want us to just let him, just let Trump let's just get this out the way. Our first priority is to get Trump out of office. You got it twisted, baby. You're hearing it from the horse's mouth. Keep listening.
They're the folks, as they say it my way, brung me to the dance. That's how I get elected every single time. And everybody's shocked. I get overwhelming support from the black.
Listen, he's not stopped. He said, everybody's shocked. I get overwhelming support. He said, that's how I get elected. He's been talking about this for a long time now, family. He's not done. Keep listening.
Black leadership, young and old. Every poll shows me way ahead. And it's not just, I hear this, oh yeah, old blacks are with Biden, but youngs aren't. Look at the polling data. Polling data, let's say it's off by half. Come on, man. Give me a little break here. This is where I come from. I got involved. I came home from college and I had a job with a really fancy law firm out of law school. And my city is the only city in America occupied by the National Guard, the military, for 10 months when Dr. King was shot. And I had...
Dr. King, did you hear? This outdoorsman? Somebody black talk black to me. Did you hear this outdoorsman? That's my polite way of calling him a caveling. That's my polite way of talking about this kind of a man, this mankind. Did you hear this outdoorsman? Let me tell you guys something. Shout out to the real black media. Shout out to the grassroots black media. Because we've been telling you guys for some time now who Joe Biden is and who he was. And he's still that. And even when he refused to go on certain black platforms during the primaries, we see now why he avoided those places and spaces. It's not because somebody is tripping him up in questions. It's because they're afraid that he's going to actually be himself. This is who he really is. And no matter how much they try to hide him from us, no matter how much they try to script it for him, no matter how much they interrupt him to make it look like he's got to go so that he doesn't make a fool of himself, by being himself, Lord have mercy, he still manages to manifest his real nature, his real self. Somebody talk black to me. Somebody talk black to me.
This fancy job, a kid coming from a lower middle income household. I quit and became a public defender. and I stayed in that community. I was the only guy when I was in high school. I had a job, a country club kind of job at a swimming pool. I was the only white employee in the East Side because I wanted to work in the projects, because I wanted to understand. That's how I got involved in politics. That's what this is all about for me. It's about equality. It's about dignity. It's about treating people with respect. And so, when you take a look at my record, people talk about the crime bill. Crime bill didn't increase mass incarceration. Other things increased mass incarceration.
Somebody say the devil is a liar. Somebody say that the devil is a liar. Joe Biden is lying to you in your face. He's trying to break down certain technical parts of laws that he pushed, laws that he crafted, laws that he supported and sponsored, to say that it did not increase mass incarceration. He then goes on to talk about a lot of the incarceration issues with states. But we know his legislation incentivized the states to make folk do majority of their time. He tries to address that briefly in this as well. But I want to get to the part where he made the biggest fool of himself. Listen to this, Black family. Are y'all ready? Listen to this part. I'm going to try to cue it at this particular spot.
The reason why, if you go back and look, what happened was to rehabilitation. There's only a couple things everybody has in common in jail. One is they were the victims of abuse, or their kids were, or their mother was. Number two, can't read. Number three, they don't have any job skills. They were in a position where they didn't get a chance. Why does it make sense? Why did I come along and write the first act that said, when you get out of prison, you don't just get a notion where you get $25 in a bus ticket. You end up under the bridge. You end up under the bridge and just do the same.
He wants us to pat him on the back because he pushed giving them $25 and a bus ticket. Y'all, I need y'all to really listen. Y'all know I'm fixing to give my analysis here in just a few minutes. Keep listening, Black family. Keep liking and sharing. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Welcome to a special edition of The Vicky Show. Thumbs up. Be sure to like and share. At the bottom of your screen, you should see a share button. Copy the share link and then share it out on all your social media platforms. No matter how big or small your platform is, you never know who might be listening. Thank you so much for tuning in to our show today.
So every single solitary person being released from prison should have access to every single government program. Why does it not make sense to have African Americans who are getting out of prison who serve their time, everybody for that matter, be able to have public housing? Why doesn't it make sense that they can have Pell Grants to go to school?
Watch what's getting ready to happen, family. Watch what's getting ready to happen.
Why doesn't it make sense they can have access to health care? What are we, nuts? That's what we keep doing.
Yeah, so sorry, that's our time there.
No, I'm sorry. I know Jill has to use this, but
Did you hear his white handlers try to shut him down and tell him that the interview is over? Did you hear him say that time is up, we're out of time? Did you all hear that? His white campaign handlers tried to stop him from continuously talking about Black issues to Black people. Joe Biden has taken his funny looking racist self. Jim Crow Joe has made numerous appearances on white mainstream media outlets. He makes time early in the morning on Morning Joe. Their show comes on way early in the morning on MSNBC. Never once do you see where they come in and cut him off on the issues that he wants to talk about. You've seen him come on late on MSNBC and other shows, right? Nobody ever interrupts him, but he has a hell of a nerve to try to interrupt this little few minutes, this little 2 seconds. You know why? Because he's playing you. Why did I title this Charlamagne Got Played? Why? Because Charlamagne, with all due respect, they know you play a lot of games, baby. So people that play games, they play them. Did you all hear what I just said? Shout out to you, Ron, for your gift. I bless it 1,000-fold. Every one of you that are giving financially to support FlyNubianQueenTV.com and Black Media, thank you so much. I bless your gift 1,000-fold. Did you all hear what I just said? You can trust and believe the reason why they came on with Charlamagne is because they did their homework with Charlamagne. They knew that they could get around him. Why did I say that Charlemagne got played? Because when he first got on, the first question that should have been asked, the first thing coming out the gate should have been, what is your Black economic policy? The first issue that should have been addressed is reparations, is what is your substantive policy, your substantive economic multi-trillion-dollar policy that you are going to push. Show us your plan specific for that. He is well aware of Black political immaturity. Shout out to you, Alex. Peace and love, Miss Vicky. Keep your foot on the devil's neck. Thank you, beloved. Thank you for your kind words, Vanessa. And they knew he was always on code. Listen, he was not always on code. They've done their homework. Charlemagne is doing some good stuff by bringing some good people on. I'm not trying to knock him for that. But they did their homework on you, beloved brother. Black family, this needs to be a lesson to you. Shout out to you, Desmond, for your gift. I bless it 1,000-fold. They've done their homework. They know that Charlemagne was on a podcast not too long ago concerning Tekashi 6ix9ine. How many of y'all remember that? If you have children, beware, because I'm getting ready to read you a direct, explicit quote from Charlemagne the God. Shout out to you, Dreadbound, for your gift. I bless it 1,000-fold. CKE, I bless your gift 1,000-fold. CKE says, thanks for your message. You're so welcome. Kim Anderson, I bless your gift 1,000-fold. Sis, I have to get back to work. Jim Crow Joe, not cutting the check. Thank you, sis, for your gift. And Kim, thank you for your other private gifts. Mwah. Thank you, Queen. I bless your gift 1,000-fold. Benny X, thank you for your gift. Every single one of you. Listen, they knew that Charlemagne the God a few days back was talking about Tekashi 6ix9ine. His name is Daniel Hernandez. Somebody say Daniel Hernandez. Tekashi 6ix9ine is a white Hispanic that Black folk have allowed to come in and pimp and exploit the hip hop industry while snitching on a whole lot of Black folk. Somebody talk Black to me, and then got out of prison early for working with white supremacy against Black folk. Baby, if you're going to snitch, you better snitch on those individuals that's got everything to do with white supremacy, not your own people. Shout out to you, Catherine. Shout out to you, Cedric, for your gifts. I bless all of your gifts 1,000-fold. Over 1,000 of you in the chat for this special early edition of the Vicky Show. Thank you so much for tuning in. Normally, most days of the week, I'm here 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. But as you know, sometimes I go live a little early. I've got some medical stuff to do later on. So that's why I'm going early today. Shout out to you, Reggie, for your gift. Reggie says, people that play games don't get taken seriously. Exactly. Let me say, what did he say not too long ago, Charlemagne? If you have children, beware. Listen, because I need you all to know what's being said they're paying attention to. When Daniel Tekashi 6ix9ine Hernandez received a massively shortened sentence on Wednesday, that's at the time of this article that was written, the internet quickly dug up a clip of Charlemagne the God making a bet on the outcome of the case. This is Charlemagne. This is a quote. Keep giving us a thumbs up, family, liking and sharing. 1,100 of you in the chat. Thank you so much for tuning in. Listen, Charlemagne says, and I quote, if Tekashi 6ix9ine beats this case, I will suck his D, and he doesn't even have to ask me. Now that 6ix9ine has only received 2 years in prison and 5 years of supervised release, Charlemagne said he thought it was a sure bet. I'm going to repeat it again. I'm not making this up. We love our brother. We want our family to come in and be unified in our agenda. But let me tell you something. When you're out here giving moles of a booty hole to your radio co-host, shout out to you, Melissa. Melissa said, you're amazing. You're amazing right back, my queen. They know that you're playing games. when you said, if Tekashi 6ix9ine beats this case, I will suck his D and he doesn't even have to ask me. That's why he felt comfortable talking to you, because they were playing chess. And it's proven that they were playing chess. My brother, when they did this, what did he do? Listen closely. In the middle of Joe Biden talking to black folk, Joe Biden was only on there for about 10 or 11 minutes at this moment. 10, 11 minutes into talking about black issues. Joe Biden plays Charlamagne by saying this, by doing this. Watch this. Let me pull the sound up.
Matter. Be able to have public housing. Why doesn't it make sense that they can have Pell Grants to go to school? Why doesn't it make sense they can have access to health care? What are we, nuts? That's what we keep doing.
Yeah, so sorry, that's our time there.
No, I'm sorry. I know Jill has to use this, but I want.
How disrespectful! I haven't even gotten to the worst part yet, family. I'm not going to be before you long. Thumbs up, like and share. Kumfunya Life, thank you for your gift. Kumfunya says, thank you for your energy, Queen. You're so welcome. I do it for you guys. Mwah. I bless your gift 1,000-fold. You guys just heard me play Joe Biden bragging about how he gets 95, 96% of the black vote for 40 years without him doing not anything for us in a few generations, right? You all heard Joe Biden brag about how other folks can't believe it. You guys heard him say it's not just the older blacks whose votes I'm getting, it's the younger ones too. You guys heard that. I'm just going to wait for you to respond, right? Shout out to you, LaShawn, for your gift. I bless your gift 1,000-fold. Did you guys just hear that? Did you guys I just want to make sure before I say this next statement. Did you all just hear me play for you, Joe Biden brag for a long time about how he's got the black vote locked and loaded? Did you just hear him tell you that? Right? Joe Biden bragged about that's how I get elected. That was his words, not mine. He said year after year, he said, that's how I get elected. And he said, people can't believe it. People are shocked, right? You heard him say that, right? I know amongst the 1,200 plus of you that are watching me live now for an early special edition of The Vicky Show, you heard him brag about that's how he's continuously stayed in power for generation after generation, right? And for the individuals, for the people that kept him in power for generations, for 4 decades, Joe Biden gives you this.
Use this, but I'm talking too much. I apologize.
No, I gotta
be able to have public housing. Why doesn't it make sense that they can have Pell Grants to go to school? Why doesn't it make sense they can have access to health care? What are we, nuts? That's what we keep doing.
Watch this. In Thanksgiving, in exchange for you putting him in power for 40 years, Joe Biden says, I pay you back like this.
Yeah, so sorry, that's our time there.
No, I'm sorry. I know Jill has to use.
He tells you to shut up, Negro. That's all the time I've got for you. I've made an appearance. I've not promised you nothing. I don't plan to give you anything, but a little bit of attention for about 10 or 11 minutes. And they say, I gotta go. He doesn't say, I gotta go to MSNBC. I don't have to go for CNN. I don't have to go on NBC, ABC, CBS. But to the people that's kept me in power, I gotta go. So Joe Biden starts to shuffle his hands and his handlers start to say he's gotta go, he's gotta go. Watch this.
But I'm talking too much. I apologize.
No, I gotta ask you though. You know, why so much resistance on admitting the crime bill and other legislation you are a part of was damaging to the Black community? Because we had Hillary on a few years ago, and Ms. Clinton said that the crime bill, we made a lot of mistakes with that, and she wanted to atone for that by becoming the next president. Like,
she was wrong. What happened was, it wasn't a crime bill.
Hillary Clinton, I'm sorry. Hillary Clinton, who called you super predators. And let me just say this. Keep thumbs up, family. Thumbs up, like and share. Don't forget to text the word Queens to 31996 so that you're able to receive phone notifications when we go live from time to time. Family, make sure you're subscribed to FiLumineQueen.com. We have so many other amazing queens who are contributors here on this network, and I don't want you to miss their content as well. Also, don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Vicki X Dillard and subscribe to my personal YouTube page at VickiDillard.tv. That's VickiDillard.tv. Listen. Joe Biden keeps lying about the impact of his anti-Black policies. It wasn't just the crime bill. He's trying to parse this thing, but he has everything to do with it. He set the whole thing in motion, and it had catastrophic national consequences that still exist, that still persist today. Watch this. He takes no responsibility for the people who kept him in power all this time. Think about what was going on 40 years ago, family. Think about how young the Civil Rights Act, the Voting Rights Act was 40 years ago. Keep in mind the footage that I played for you months and months ago of Joe Biden on there calling you predators, saying that he wanted you locked up behind bars. Shout out to you, Leon. Leon says, finally, someone that always keeps it real. I'm subscribing. Thank you so much, beloved. Thank you for your kind words, and thank you for supporting Black media. Listen, while you were putting him in power, he was putting you behind bars, baby. While you were putting him in power, Joe Biden took to the floor and said that you were predators, and he was concerned that you were going to attack his family. While he was affecting laws related to drugs, his sick, twisted son was doing drugs. And now we learn later was sleeping with his dead son's wife. I'm just keeping it real. No disrespect to the dead. I'm keeping it real. While he was making laws about drugs to keep you behind bars, his son was smoking dope. Shout out to you, Rashida, for your gift. I bless your gift 1,000-fold. Did y'all hear what I just said? Only a slave does something for nothing. If you missed the show, make sure that you watch the whole show later once I'm done. Just listen to what I'm saying right now and watch the rest of the show later. We're talking about Joe Biden. Early morning interview on The Breakfast Club with Charlamagne the God, and how he disrespected Black people, bragged about how we kept him in power, and then allowed the interview to be cut short. But we're not done yet. Listen to what he says now. For those of you that haven't, because I'm cueing this next part. For those of you that haven't, please hit that thumbs up button. 1,200 plus of you in the chat. 1, 2, 3, thumbs up while I cue this to the next part. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up.
It was the institution of mandatory minimum.
Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up.
Oppose mandatory minimum. Oppose the ban.
I thought you was a part of that in '84 as well. The Comprehensive Crime Control Act that established mandatory minimum sentences for drug offenses.
No. What happened was what you're confusing is what happened was the Black Caucus came to me and said, "Look, I did this study when I was chairman."
Did you guys see that play? See, when you play, you get played. Did y'all hear what I just said? When you play, Black family, when your rhetoric, when whatever it is that your station, whatever your station is in life, whatever you do for a living, if it's not in some way, form, or fashion going to uplift the Black community, especially when you have a microphone and a platform, it doesn't mean we can't discuss fun and enjoyable subjects. That's not what that means. but they know who's not real serious. They know who's not really politically savvy because he turned around and ran circles around. He can turn around and run circles around you. But did you hear what Joe Biden just did? Joe Biden just invoked the Congressional Black Caucus. Because when Joe Biden crafted that anti-Black slavery legislation that put us back on the modern plantation, he got a lot of Black folks in Congress to sign off on it. Now he's using them as cover. See, when you play the fool, when you play the political whore, because you want to be near, you want to have nearness to whiteness, when you decide to take the bone like a dog and he tells you to sit, they use it later against you in order to enact more white supremacist legislation that's against your interests, but they'll use you. So you know darn well that a lot of the Black folk that voted for that law, their desire was not to have Black folk in prison, even though a lot of other Black folks were ringing the alarm. Maxine Waters was, even Reverend Jesse Jackson was. So they put other legislation in there. A lot of Black Congress folks wanted the crack epidemic and what they call the crime epidemic that was ravaging Black communities to stop. So they was just willing to do anything. They signed off on anything. So now they use you, Black man. They use you, Black woman. When you play the fool, they pimp you. They use you as cover. And so that he doesn't have to take responsibility for his racist policies, he says, the CBC came to me. Do you all see that? Just like you, Barack Obama didn't do one specific policy for Black folks as it related to our most pressing issue, and that being a Black economic policy specific for Black folk. But illegal aliens, illegal immigrants that are not even citizens of the country managed to get a law. How is it that folks that are not even citizens of the country can get a law passed in America, but the foundational Black American citizens can't even get the law passed for themselves? How is it that white women and white men disproportionately advanced under the Black Obama administrations, but Black folk took 15 and 20 and 30 and 50 steps back? How is it that in the Great Recession, one of the worst economic conditions that Black folks had been in since the Depression, how is it that Black folks lost more wealth during that time than any other people group? I need somebody Black to talk Black to me. They wanted a Black face in office to give the appearance that we have overcome and to use him to push their agenda while you get nothing. Joe Biden now can use Black folk as cover for his racist policies. How many of you all know that a lot of the CBC members, including Jim Clyburn's funny looking self, they've backtracked since supporting that legislation years ago? But Joe Biden gets to use you Negroes that like to jump in the way. When we're giving these white folks this work, when we're giving these white supremacists this work, y'all like to jump out there and cover for them. Joe Biden just did this madness today. And guess what? You already got Black bootlicks on mainstream white media that's defending him. Somebody say, prove it, Vicky. Somebody say, prove it, Vicky. 1,300 plus of you in the chat. Welcome to the Vicky Show. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. I tweeted earlier today, too. I said, I see the help is out early this morning. And my sister, Teslin Figaro, she's a pundit, a Black pundit on Fox News who speaks for Black people. She tweeted this out today from another Black bootlick on MSNBC, Patrick Gaspard, that's already trying to defend Joe Biden because MSNBC is scared to death that Joe Biden done made a fool of himself. Don't forget, we helped to break that news early this morning. Follow me on Twitter at Dillard Vicky. And so I began to share it out. Shout out to you, Michael Freeman, for your gift. Listen to this Black bootlick, this Bones and Biscuits. Somebody say, you Bones and Biscuits. Look at the brother first. This is the brother you're getting ready to listen to now for just a quick second. What this brother is getting ready to say now, this black pundit, this black political pundit, he's speaking because a white reporter is asking him about Joe Biden's racist statement that he just made. So white folks are going to black folks to help them fix what white folks done did. You see how white folks love to help us? They want us to be the help. They want us to clean up their mess against us. You see how we fought? Black folks fought in every war, including the Civil War. We fought on both sides of the war. Did y'all know that? Shout out to you, Kashawn, for your gift again, beloved. I bless it 1,000-fold. We were fighting even when we weren't free. We were fighting in Jim Crow when we couldn't use the same toilet. Shout out to you, Keyshawn, for your gift. Watch this. Thumbs up, family. Watch this. Black folk fought in every war. We fought in all those wars, but we first fought to get white folks to let us fight for them. Think about that. We had to first fight and beg and plead to fight in order to fight for white folk. And now white folk do what they've always done for 465 years. They come to us to help save them from themselves. Give a dog a bone. We're getting ready to give this bootleg. We're getting ready to give him a bone. Listen to what the reporter is asking him about Joe Biden's statement. Listen.
The interview was testy and there was a little bit of a generational challenge there. But I know that when it comes time to really litigate the campaign, there's a thoughtfulness that Joe Biden will demonstrate that was not demonstrated in that interview. Andrea.
He said there's a thoughtfulness that Joe Biden is going to demonstrate that he didn't demonstrate in that interview. Y'all, the interview was just today. And already the bootlegs are out there to defend him. That's not all. How many of you all remember Simone Sanders, Joe Biden's linebacker, his faithful linebacker? Somebody say the help. How many of you all remember Simone Sanders when she physically and violently removed a nonviolent anti-dairy protester on behalf of Joe Biden and broke her nail and rushed that girl off the stage using all of her beautiful black melanated body? She used all of the body. She bodied him. She lined back that non-threatening, non-violent anti-dairy protester off the stage for Joe Biden and his wife. She's supposed to be a senior advisor, but guess what? Guess what she tweeted today? And of course, I tagged her and tweeted her this morning too. That's the reason why I said the help is out early this morning, because as soon as Joe Biden screwed up, I know she was nervous and stuff about her biscuits and stuff. Where my thing? She was nervous about her biscuits. Her biscuits was in jeopardy. She had to run interference for Massa. Shout out to you, Pan-Africanist, for your gift. Look what she tweeted. Y'all ready? So you know I ain't making this up. So you guys know I ain't making this up. Simone Sanders tweeted this as soon as Joe Biden screwed up. Shout out to you, woman Millie, for your gift. I might have missed someone else's gift. I bless it 1,000-fold. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. 1,400 plus of you in the chat. Welcome to an early special edition of the Vicky Show. I broke early this morning on Twitter some of the news from Charlamagne tha God's morning interview with Joe Biden. And I began to early on talk about the fact that Joe Biden ran circles around Charlamagne tha God and humiliated him. And he played him. And I just explained to you why he chose and allowed himself to go on the show. But listen to what Joe Biden's alleged senior advisor, which is really his security, Simone Sanders, said this in a tweet. Keep thumbs up, family. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Like and share. Why do I ask you to do that? Because we want to draw other folk into the podcast. Because I want as many folk, black folks, to know about this as possible to unify us. I want you to listen to this, to understand that you're dealing. This is not for you to feel bad to save Joe Biden's campaign. Joe Biden can save his campaign if he puts forward a black economic policy. dealing and negotiating with this devil, this anti-black devil. And we're letting you know there's no way, baby, you're going to salvage your campaign without it. How many of y'all know that Donald Trump's campaign has already tweeted about it hours ago as well? I put that out there too as well. Retweeted that article that showed his campaign. I already gave a statement talking about Joe Biden's statement was racist. Donald Trump, who is a credibly alleged rapist and racist in chief. You see how they're able to use that? Listen. Simone Sanders said this hours ago. Vice President Biden spent his career fighting alongside and for the African American community. He won his party's nomination by earning every vote and meeting people where they are. And that's exactly what he intends to do this November. Her second tweet. Watch this. The comments made at the end of the Breakfast Club interview were in jest. But let's be clear about what the VP was saying. He was making the distinction that he would put his record with the African American community up against Trump's any day, period. You guys might be saying, Vicky, what is she talking about there? He said something else. He said more. He said something worse. Hold your seats. Black family, put your seatbelts on for those of you that didn't have time to listen to this madness. Put your seatbelts on, family. Put your seatbelts on, Black family. Listen to the last part of the interview.
And the only mandatory
that you would decriminalize marijuana. What's the difference between legalizing it and decriminalizing it? And it's because they want your running mate to be a Black woman. I don't know if you saw the op-ed in the Washington Post by some of the leading Black women voices in this country. And they feel since Black women are such a loyal voting bloc and Black people saved your political life in the primaries this year, they have things they want from you. And one of them is a Black woman running mate. What do you say to them?
What I say to them is,
for the Black bones and biscuits, they want a Black VP. Real Black grassroots society who is conscious and who knows their open enemy and who's focused on getting something done and who's politically savvy. We don't want that. We had a whole Black president and he did nothing for us. We do not want what do we call it? What do we call it? We do not want facades there. Having a Black face that's pushing white supremacy is in the interest of white folk. We don't want that. We want you to cut the check. Having a Black VP is only good for that just helps the career of one person. Having a Black Supreme Court female justice is only going to help the career of one Black person. Cutting the check helps Black society. We're talking about tangibles. That's right, Darlene, symbolism. We want tangibles to the tune of trillions of dollars. I'm saying at least 20 trillion for starters. For the foundation of Black Americans in this country. That shouldn't be no problem because you guys just in a matter of a few weeks pushed through multiple trillions of dollars for everybody that's getting a check in America. And you're working on another plan. Somebody talk Black to me. Listen to what he's getting ready to say. That's right, tokenism. We say cut the check. We don't want to go to your fish fries. We don't want to eat chicken with you. We don't want you coming to our churches, mounting the pulpit, talking about thank you for voting for me. We need you. And talking about how terrible our condition is. All you need to do, baby, is talking about a policy, Black economic policy, specific for Black people, not people of color, not for minorities, not for the poor, specific for foundational Black Americans. We've made it very simple for you. Cut the check. Shout out to you, Michael, again for your gift. Yes, Charlemagne was tap dancing, but I told you why. It's no disrespect against Charlemagne. I appreciate some of the conscious guests that he brings on. I appreciate some of the good questions he asked here, but Charlemagne should have come out the door talking about reparations at first and not allow him to skirt around it and get around that. Watch this. Listen, thumbs up, Black family. Thumbs up, thumbs up. Don't forget, Black family, that we have flynubianbusiness.com. That link will be in the chat. Somebody put it in the chat, flynubianbusiness.com. Fly Nubian Business. If you want to learn about how you can start your own business, how you can start your own side hustle, if you want to keep your full-time job, Black family, now is the time to do that. Now is the time to be able to begin to increase your income so that you can build Black businesses, Black institutions, Black schools, so we can get out of these white supremacist systems. Listen.
Is that I'm not acknowledging anybody who is being considered, but I guarantee you there are multiple Black women being considered.
Somebody say he's running game. I'm not for a Black VP, right? But for those that are for the Black VP, Joe Biden is running game. He's telling you he's considering several Black women, but he doesn't have any real intentions of choosing one. Can I tell you why? I believe he wants Elizabeth Warren. The other day, everybody was breaking the news, and I tweeted it as well, about how Joe Biden was vetting Amy Klobuchar. Well, a lot of Black women that's in bootleg Bones and Biscuit Society, many of them that were demanding a Black VP, a Black female VP, and demanding a Black female Supreme Court justice. They specifically told him that they don't want Amy Klobuchar. What happened after Black women specifically told Joe Biden that they don't want Amy Klobuchar specifically? Those same Black women also said that they would still vote for Joe Biden even if he doesn't meet their demands. He has no reason to negotiate with you if you told him we're going to still vote for you even if you don't do any of these things that we say. That's so weak. That's so slave-like. Shout out to you, Desmond. Shout out to you, Cheryl. Shout out to all of you for your gifts. That's right, Cheryl. She said, no more figureheads. Cut the check. That's exactly it. No more figureheads. No more symbolism. Listen, listen. Everybody started saying, oh, he's going to pick Amy Klobuchar. Let me tell you something. Right after those Black women went public to say no to Amy Klobuchar, specifically, Joe Biden's team comes out talking about that they are vetting Amy Klobuchar. Guess what? They're not just vetting Amy Klobuchar. They're vetting the other women too. Joe Biden's team, in my opinion, I'm telling you what I believe prophetically. I'm telling you what I believe intuitively. I'm telling you what I believe as a Black woman. Joe Biden knew that because these Black women who went public, who are on CNN, who are in political circles, who's going to have his back no matter what. The slave women. I'm sorry to keep it real with you, but I got to, sis. You slaves, you ancient mammies, the ancient mammies, the League of Mammies. Somebody say the League of Mammies. Somebody say the League of Mammies. Those League of Mammies, the League of Mammies. Watch this. They specifically told Joe Biden they didn't want Klobuchar, right? What does Joe Biden do? I believe his team intentionally leaked that they were vetting Amy Klobuchar first. And guess what happened? Because y'all know I do my research. As soon as one piece went out, many white mainstream publications started saying, Joe Biden, it's been confirmed. Joe Biden is vetting Amy Klobuchar. Joe Biden is vetting Amy Klobuchar. I believe he is vetting Amy Klobuchar. I believe that his team intentionally leaked it just to send shockwaves out there so that it'll look like he's compromising. Shout out to you, Mai, for your gift. I bless it 1,000-fold. Mai says, my name says, love you, Vicky. I love you back. And I bless your gift 1,000-fold. Watch this. I believe that because Joe Biden has no real intentions on picking a Black woman, he's trying to get the pressure off of him to pick a Black woman. He knows he's under a lot of pressure from bootlicks to pick a Black woman. I think in order for him to make it look like he's really trying to negotiate with Black women, the reason why he made that appearance with Stacey Abrams the other day on MSNBC was to make it look like he's being serious, though he's really not. That's number one. Number two, I believe he allowed it to leak that he was vetting Amy Klobuchar first because he knew that that was the absolute worst in the negotiations for Black women. So in order for him to justify why he's not going to pick a Black woman and maybe get Elizabeth Warren or something, that's why he allowed it, in my opinion, to leak that he was vetting Amy Klobuchar first, even though he may not actually pick her. Somebody say Jim Crow Joe. He's running game on you is what I'm telling you, because he knows he has no intention of picking a Black woman. He's trying to get the pressure off of him. He's trying to get the pressure off of him. 1,500 plus of you in the chat. Welcome to the Vicky Show. On the count of three, please hit that thumbs up button and like and share. 1, 2, 3, thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. My name is Vicky Dillard. Please follow me on Instagram at Vicky X Dillard, Vicky X Dillard, and make sure you subscribe to my personal YouTube channel that I'm building. And I got a little feminine video coming up soon for my sisters at VickyDillard.tv. That's VickyDillard.tv. VickyDillard.tv. Are y'all ready for this? Here comes the Dundada. Put your seatbelts on.
Multiple.
Well,
Thank you so much. That's really our time. I apologize.
You can't do that to the Black media.
Did you all hear that? Did y'all hear that? That's still not the worst. You see, his white handlers interrupted him twice after only being on the show for a few minutes. Charlemagne, the guy, says, you can't do that to Black media. Well, Charlemagne, do they consider you to be real Black media? When you guys are on there pushing policies that are pro-LGBT, pro all these other different kinds of things, it sends confusing signals that they don't take you serious. But that ain't it, y'all. He disrespects us again by trying to cut him off twice. Y'all know how I do. Y'all know this is a staple with the Vicky Show. Y'all know that a lot of shows I like to play, you to listen to it, and then I tend to give you commentary. I'm almost done. Thank you for joining us early today. Like and share. Watch this. Here we go.
I can't do that to white media.
Say to them.
What I say to them is that I'm not acknowledging anybody because my wife has to go on at 6 o'clock.
Okay.
Oh,
listen, you got to come see us when you come to New York, VP Biden.
I will.
4 questions
being considered. Multiple.
Well,
Thank you so much. That's really our time. I apologize.
You can't do that to the Black media.
I can't do that to white media and Black media because my wife has to go on.
He said you can't do that to white media or Black media. He's humiliating you guys in your face. And Joe Biden knows he's secure. He knows that James Clyburn, his good slave who keeps his house nice and clean, who wears his tuxedo to serve massa, is going to make sure that he activates all of the other Black bootlicks to cover for Joe Biden. He disrespects you. He spits in your face, nigga. And we let him. Papa said, can I get a shout? He's flaunting his whiteness in your face because he's got you owned. Slaves are owned. You got played. And it's not done yet. Listen very closely to the last part, family, of this video.
At 6 o'clock.
Okay.
Oh, I'm in trouble.
Listen, you got to come see us when you come to New York, VP Biden.
I will.
It's a long way until.
I apologize.
You can't.
Watch this, y'all. I want you to see. Watch what Joe Biden does. See, this is a game. This is theater. Shout out to you, Wiggy Wheel. Wiggy Wheel says, damn, that's mean, Vicky. Well, it's the truth, baby. It's the truth. It's the truth. Black folks are wondering why we have been in this condition for almost 500 years. I'm showing you why. You got something to do with it. When you keep letting them play you, you've got something to do with it. You are a remote control. You're a wireless slave. God, today. You're a wireless slave. You think you're free. You think that because the plantation is bigger and you can roam further by working for them and still not leveling up like you can. They're controlling you from a distance. You are a wireless slave. Instead of the chains being on you, instead of having the physical restrictions, and it's more beneficial to them because you're actually thinking you're free. You're dying and your deaths are being captured. You're being poisoned by water. You're not getting your fair share with the PPP funds and so forth. You're still being screwed over in every other imaginable way, but you're a wireless slave. Melissa said, wow, wireless slave, that's good. Beloved, that's what it is. Listen, watch what Joe Biden does. He's acting. Watch what he does. Playing you like he got to go.
You can't do that to black media.
I can't do that to white media and black media because my wife has to go on at 6 o'clock.
Okay.
Oh, I'm in trouble.
Listen, you got to come.
You see what he did? Oh, I'm in trouble. Did you all ever see him do that on MSNBC? Do you see him do that with Anderson Cooper on CNN? Will he do that with Gayle King and her other white co-host? That ain't it, y'all. That ain't all. Truth be told by the King, thank you for your gift. He said, tell the truth, shame the devil, sis. Great show today. Thank you, beloved. 1,600 plus of you in this chat. Thank you for tuning in to an early edition of the Vicky Show. No notifications came out, but some of you all showed up anyway. Thank you so much. Make sure you follow me on Vicky X Dillard. Follow me at Vicky X Dillard on Instagram because a lot of times I let you know when I go early there. Shout out to you, Paul Foreman, for your very generous gift. And also follow me on Twitter. I'll let you know there when I'm going early. And also when you follow me at Twitter at Dillard Vicky, you can see when I'm putting up breaking news and putting up breaking links a lot of time. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this.
See us when you come to New York, VP Biden.
I will.
It's a long way until November. We got more questions.
Listen.
You got more questions, but I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black.
It don't have nothing to do with
Did y'all hear what he just said? Did you all hear what he just said? I don't think you heard it. Of all of that madness and racism that you just heard a few minutes ago, he topped it. Joe Biden's, he cut it off because they knew he was getting ready to screw up because he is a screw up. Joe Biden is a racist by nature. Joe Biden is a racist by nature. And he's controlling his wireless slaves. And he couldn't help himself. Listen to what he said again. Listen to what Joe Biden said again.
We got more questions.
You got more questions, but I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black.
It don't have nothing to do with Trump.
He said, if you have a problem trying to figure out if you're for me or Trump, he said, you ain't black. When Joe Biden was on MSNBC the other day and they were asking him about these sexual assault allegations with that girl, Tara Reid, or whatever her name is, Joe Biden said he didn't want to impugn her character. But Joe Biden told them, if you are conflicted and if you believe Tara Reid, he simply said, don't vote for me. Joe Biden told everybody else, because they were asking him, well, what if folks are conflicted? What if they believe Tara Reid's statement that you sexually assaulted her? Joe Biden said, then you shouldn't vote for me. To black folk, he tells you, you ain't even black. There's 1,600 plus of you in the chat, and I'm sure thousands of you later that are intelligent black people, because this is a space for intelligent black people. What say you now? Those of you black bootlicks that go real soft and easy on Joe Biden, those of you that keep telling us to vote and you all telling us to just stop making all of these demands, be realistic, and you make sure that you get down there, they're stealing your vote, they're suppressing your vote, they're changing the hours you can vote, they make you stand in the rain, they only put 1 or 2 booths in there in the first place, they cut off your Sunday hours for you to vote as a block, they make you go out there during COVID-19 and put your life on the line, they illegally put you down as felons, they give you faulty machines that you vote for one person, but they make sure that you vote for somebody else. They criminalize you. They do all of these things to steal your vote. But nigga, get down there and vote anyway. Shout out to you, Charles. Charles says, thank you for exposing this. You're so welcome, beloved. You're welcome. It's my honor to speak on behalf of my people. Minnesota Clay said, case closed. Did y'all hear what he said? When this white woman accused him of sexual assault tantamount to rape, and he said, well, what? And they was letting him know, what if these other people, meaning white women, meaning other white people, what if they don't believe you? He said, they just shouldn't vote for me. To you, Negro, to you, wireless slave, because you think you're free, but I'm really controlling you from a distance. He says, you ain't even black. How dare you? How dare you say that to us? After he bragged about it's you that kept him in power for generations. You just heard Joe Biden. Didn't I play it to you? Didn't I play it for you? Didn't you hear him talk about that for a long time? How it amazed and how he shocked other people? And how every year, decade after decade, it came out of his mouth. He said 40 years. Carol said, Vicky is on fire. Baby, I'm on fire for you. I'm on fire for the ancestors. I'm saying we're going to quit letting him rape us politically. Some of you that might feel bad right now, you're worried about whether or not it's going to put his campaign at risk because he said this, and you think it's your job to come in like a good slave and save Massa's house. How many of you all know there were times when slave plantations caught on fire? And how many of you all know that it was the slaves? They were some of the first ones that came out there with the water trying to extinguish the fire when the slaves should have let the thing burn down. Let this burn. Let it burn. Let me tell you something, Joe Biden. Shout out to you, Michael. Let me tell y'all something. The only thing that could salvage Joe Biden, that would energize black folk, is not because we would love Joe or like Joe. It's for Joe to get a black economic policy for real. And that's it. Nothing else. That's it. That's all. There is nothing Joe Biden can do but black reparations. And if your grandmama, and if your aunties, and if your uncles, and if your brother is still sitting there saying Joe Biden should be given another chance, it is your responsibility, black family, to check him. You guys, I know you're dealing with distance issues with your family. I know you can't see a lot of them, but it is your job to get on Skype. It is your job to get on FaceTime. It is your job to call. It is your job to talk to them, and you make the case for what he continues to do. And you let your old school family and loved ones know that if they do vote for him, that they're selling out our generations. And then you remind them what the Bible says. Shout out to you, Lena. She said, we're fired up and ain't taking no more. That's right. Your job is to remind them, because most of your family members are Christian. Most of them are Baptist, Protestant, and they believe in the Bible. They believe in the story of the children of Israel. Well, you take them to church then. Speak to them on their level. Don't condemn them for their beliefs. Speak to them in a way they understand. Say to them, you remember when God killed off the old generation? He let them die off. Remember when God threatened to kill them, but it was Moses that said, God, don't kill them. So God said, okay, but God still didn't let the old generation into the promised land. It was only two older people that he allowed to enter. There was Joshua and Caleb. Everybody else, he allowed to die off and refused to let them in the promised land. Take them to church. Say God didn't even let the old ones go in because he was scared that they were going to take that corrupt old Jim Crow Joe mindset, that old slave plantation mindset into the promised land. Shout out to you, True Life. True Life says, see, this is why I love you. Hit the gavel, Queen. I love you back, True Life. I'll bless your gift 1,000-fold. That's for you. I'll do it again. We're holding court here. Y'all send this link to Joe Biden. You send this link to Kamala Harris. Send this link to Elizabeth Warren and say, where is Elizabeth Warren? What is Elizabeth Warren saying about Joe Biden's racist statements? What does Kamala Harris have to say about Joe Biden's racist statements? Send them this link of the Vicky Show. Tell them we've been telling you guys the whole time this is who he was. And you see the reason why his white handlers kept trying to protect him. They knew that he was getting ready to be himself. And just if he stays on here one more second, he's going to screw this up. thumbs up, family. I'm almost finished. Listen one more time to the last part. This is the end of the thing. But listen to what Charlamagne says back.
It has to do with the fact I want something.
Trump, and you ain't black.
It don't have nothing to do with Trump. It has to do with the fact I'm the black media.
I can't do that to white media and black media because my wife has to go on at 6 o'clock.
Okay.
Oh, I'm in trouble.
Listen, you got to come see us when you come to New York, VP Biden.
I will.
It's a long way until November. We got more questions.
You got more questions, but I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black.
It don't have nothing to do with Trump.
You the newest people on the planet. You are a straight caveman who we had to teach how to wash your behind. We had to teach you how to get up off of all fours. While you talking about the dog is your best friend, we had to let you know, fool, that human beings are supposed to walk up upright. We trained you. We gave you literacy. We gave you civilization. And you think you get to tell us we ain't black? Do you all know why he feels comfortable saying that? Can I tell you? Joe Biden is not the only reason why Joe Biden is a problem for black people. Can I tell you a secret real quick? Can I tell you a secret? Can I tell you? Because I want you all to share this link with Joe Biden. Share this link with Simone Sanders. Ask all of them. Ask all the black bootlicks. Where is their strong criticism of Joe Biden on this? Make the old black dead media bow the knee and say no. The black grassroots media, they had it right all along. They're selling us out. Watch this. Can I tell you the reason why Joe Biden is a problem for black folk? It's not just because Joe Biden is inherently a racist, and he is. It's because this mindset that Joe Biden has right there. Don't you know Barack Hussein Obama knew that when they were in their private meetings for almost a decade, for 2 whole 4-year administrations under the Obama? Don't you know that Obama knows Joe Biden is a racist? Don't you know that Obama knew about his racist statements, his racist policies, but Obama still caped for him anyway? Michelle Obama said George W. Bush, who's also a racist and who's also a war crime. Michelle Obama went around on her book tour in her press conferences saying how George Bush shares the same values as her and he's good people. And at the same time, Michelle Obama in her book dogged out Reverend Jeremiah Wright because of racism, because of his view about racist America. When you got a mindset, black folk let Joe Biden get away with thinking this. Don't you know in his private conversations, Joe Biden was being himself and Obama let him get away with it? Don't you know that Jim Crow Clyburn knows this about Joe Biden, but they excuse it? Cory Booker, remember when Cory Booker was on the stage with him? Cory Booker called him out for his racism, his racist policies. But yet they're still out talking about they back Joe Biden. Other black folk, like the CBC, who's defended Joe Biden's racism over the many decades and the many generations he's been in office, where we've empowered him. My sister Teslin said this in a tweet earlier today too. They gave him the talking points. Matter of fact, let me see if I can find exactly what she said. While I do that, family, thumbs up, like and share. Thumbs up, black family. My sister Teslin, earlier today when I was tweeting, because she was tweeting back, my sister was saying, Vicky, what did you say about this earlier? Sister, what did you say about that? Let me see if I can find it. I don't know if I can find it here. Watch this. Shout out to my sis. She just sent me a link. Watch this. Just in from Ed O'Keefe. White people are in damage control. You know why they in damage control? Because it's the new black media that was putting it out. It was black grassroots media earlier this morning before any of the mainstream was talking about it. Vicky and others like me were already tweeting about it. We was already putting it out there. It's not because my platform is as big as some of you all's. Some of you all's beat mine and puts me in the dust. It makes me look like a nobody. But when other people retweet my stuff, when other people start looking into the things that I say, I never know what influencer might be watching me, and they can help enlarge what I'm talking about. Shout out to my sis. This is just Ed O'Keefe, my sis Teslin. Just in a call with Black business leaders, Joe Biden apologizes for his morning comments to Charlemagne the God. Quote, I should never have been so cavalier. I've never, ever taken the African-American community for granted. Another one coming in after that. Already this Black man by the name of Matt talking about at least he realized his mistake and apologized. That is the strength of a strong Black man. That is the strength of a strong man. A Black man just said that. Why is Joe Biden scared to death? We made it an issue. The Roland Martins of the world wouldn't make this an issue like we're making it an issue. We've been telling you, and all the rest of them have been dogging us out for telling you the truth about those who are responsible for our oppression. That was just in. That's a tweet that's just in. Literally 8 minutes ago, this was tweeted out. My sis just sent it to me in less than a few minutes ago, just now. Shout out to my sister who just sent this to me. Thank you, my sister. She got my back. Teslin. Teslin is a Black commentator on Fox News, and she be speaking on behalf of Black issues. Don't get it twisted. Watch what she just said. Black people say the same thing. Why Biden is so comfortable saying it. Black leaders gave him the talking points. Black means asking for more, and that doesn't have S to do with Trump. If you're Black and don't think the party we gave so much owes us so little, then yes, you are Black, but you are also weak. Let me hit the gavel on that. Somebody talk Black to me. Black folks are the ones who gave Joe Biden the talking points. In other words, instead of them putting the chains on us, you do it voluntarily. Nobody's pulling you up on forcefully the auction block to look at your body to decide whether or not they're going to buy you. No, nobody has to force you on an auction block. You act like you're a model and you strut like it's a runway now. Did you hear what I just said? The auction block doesn't exist anymore where the white man has to force you on up there and force you to turn around, force you to show your teeth, force you to show your muscles, force you to show your body parts, show how strong and healthy you are. No, baby. Master doesn't have to drag you up on stage anymore. You strut like you on the runway and you show off your body to them and you tell them how to best pimp you, you wireless slave. B1 says, wear the crown, Queen Vicky. Thank you, beloved, for your kind words. But I believe many of us can wear the crown. Thumbs up, family. Like and share. On the count of 3, would you all do this? On the count of 3, for those of you that hadn't hit that thumbs up button. 1, 2, 3. Can you give me just a couple more minutes? We're almost done. I know it's lunchtime for some of you. I know I'm early today. I know this was an unexpected show. But some of you all showed up even though the notifications didn't go out. 1, 2, 3. Thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Hit that notification bell, family. Why do I tell you hit the notification bell? Because there are other queens on Fly Nubian Queen that put content up, and I don't want you to miss some of their perspective on a number of different things. Blessed and Healthy says, wireless slave, put that in the Victionary, baby. You know I'm going to do it. Y'all in the comment section, help other people who don't know what the Victionary is know what it is. The Victionary is not the dictionary. The Victionary is a book that's coming soon of words and phrases, turns of phrases that Vicky used here. It may not seem like it makes sense, but my Black family understands me because we speak more than one way. Somebody talk Black to me. By the way, shout out to my sister, Nancy. My sister, Nancy, y'all love me. Y'all can't tell me nothing about my Black sisters that really love me for real. This sister sent me a gold bracelet in the mail and a Michael Kors shawl so that I can look good for you on Fly Nubian Queen. I've worn this before, but I love to give my people credit. Some of you all do the sneakiest things for me. Sent that to my P.O. box. black media so that I can look like something. We work together when we like, when we share. We work together when we act and we keep our voices lifted. Let me tell you something, family. Hold the line. Don't you go out there trying to jump in front of Joe Biden to save his campaign. Don't you go out there trying to save his career. And he still ain't talking about cut the check. He's still not talking about a specific black policy. He's talking about lift every voice. He's sitting there talking about a black manifesto. You better go sit your funny looking racist self down. Let me tell you something. When Joe Biden said, you ain't really black, do you know what he was doing as a good slave master? As a good slave master. How many of you all know in the movie? Shout out to you, I, for your gift. See what happens when that black wave sets ashore. I know that's right. I know that's right. Do you remember when Kunta Kinte refused to take the name Toby that his white slave master was trying to give him? How many of y'all remember that? Life said, I'm just getting off of work. Well, welcome to the Vicky Show, beloved. I'm glad I came on early today so that you can see us live. But even when you don't catch us live, family, I'm normally on weekdays, 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. So set your alarms and look for my podcast, okay? Look for the Vicky Show. Even if I don't come on early, look for my show. Look for content, okay? Listen. How many of you all remember when that white slave master was trying to force Kunta Kinte to take the white name he gave him? He wanted to forget about his black name. Don't you know that's exactly what Joe Biden was doing? He was determining what we are. He was trying to name us by saying these are the parameters of whether or not you are really black. You ain't really black. Shout out to you, Desmond. Desmond said, teach more, sister. Thank you. Shout out to my Moorish brothers and sisters. Mwah! Talk black to me. Talk more to me. I bless your gift 1,000-fold. Let me tell you something. That's the equivalent of what Joe Biden did. He said, you wireless slave. Joe Biden was programming you. You ain't really black. The ones who raped our mothers and who sodomized our fathers from the back, the ones who impregnated them, forced them to carry to term and made their offsprings into slaves, the ones who set our bodies on fire, the one who chopped off our body parts, the ones who set our towns on fire when we got away from them, the one who gave us evil for our good, the one who stole our labor, the one who stole our intellectual property and our inventions, the one who stole us, who stole our land, is the one who says now, you ain't even black if you don't vote for me. Shout out to you, Christopher. That's some nerve, black family. Black family, that's some nerve. Stand down, you bones and biscuits. Those of you that don't mind that Joe Biden has promised a job in the White House, that says he's going to give you a shout out. Sit, dog, sit. Somebody put sit in the chat. Somebody put me a bone and a little dog in the chat. Miss B says, Vicky, you make the ancestors proud. My God, that is one of my highest prayers, sis, is to make the ancestors proud. This ain't even about us in a lot of ways. It's about them in the first place. We're not going to jump in the way and fix this for Joe Biden for their sake. And he ain't even talking about doing nothing for you. Sit, dog. Every one of you that's got a tendency to jump out there, we're telling you to sit, dog. And all of you soft little black men that's out there that's already, you buttery bussy bites. I showed you, I let you listen to a little clip of this brother that's already out there. It just happened a few hours ago this morning, and already black men. I just read you one of the comments on Twitter. This black man said, that's a real man. At least he apologizing. Sit, dog, sit. I love you all so much. It's my privilege and it's my honor to come before you. Please like and share this. Send this to every political person you know. Give this to every black person, Hispanic person, white person, yellow person, red person, any other people groups that you can find. Send this to them. Somebody say Tangibles 2020. Somebody say Tangibles 2020. Somebody say, cut the check. Somebody say, cut the check. Somebody say, no compromise. Somebody say, no compromise. Vonda says, thank you for keeping it real. You're so welcome, beloved. Again, I thank Charlemagne the God. Months ago, Charlemagne the God specifically shouted me out. He called out my name. I'm so grateful that he watches and that he shouted me out. But bruh, he pimped you. He ran circles around you. And to the black family that would sell us out to vote for Joe Biden, even after he did this, shame on you. I love you so much, family. If Joe Biden is not specifically talking about cut the check and reparations, bye. I love you. Don't forget to subscribe to flynubianbusiness.com so that you can learn how to build your black business and your side hustle. Don't forget to check out our store, shopfnq.com. Be sure to follow me on Instagram at Vicki X Dillard. Follow me on Instagram at Vicki X Dillard. Share this broadcast out and be sure to check out my show, my early show that I did yesterday as well. It's my honor and privilege, family. I bless every single one of you all. I bless my moderators as well, every single one of you. Thank you so much. I cannot wait to see you again. Don't forget, normally I'm on weekdays at 6:30 p.m. Sometimes if I miss, it's because of a medical reason. But if I come on at a different time, black family, make sure that you're subscribed, that you're on my Instagram page at Vicki X Dillard and my Twitter page at Dillard Vicki, because a lot of times I'll let you know if I'm coming on early, okay? I love you so much. Oh, thank you, says excellent live, Vicki. You're so welcome, beloved. It's my honor. I love you to pieces. I can't give to you in peace. I leave you in peace.